Alright folks, it's Josh Reeves here with you. It's February 25th, 2016, and this is our weekly update where I let you know current status of everything that's going on with the work here, as our radio show that we regularly have weekly and stuff and whatnot is on hiatus as I continue to finish work on my newest film, The Spellcasters, which is very, very close to being completed. In fact, it's going to be out sometime in the next week. We are very, very close now, and it's getting to the point where we could kind of start to see the daylight on this thing. But I'm also kind of having a conundrum about whether or not I want to release... I may actually release two different cuts of this film. I may actually do one that's shorter and one that's longer. It's really difficult because I don't want people to get bored, but yet at the same time there are other people who like longer films. Some people want the shorter films, so I think I may try to have both available. I don't know yet. And then it may end up where we only end up doing one cut of it. I'm really just not for sure yet. But there's been a lot of decision making as far as that's concerned. And again, this has been really one of the most difficult films I've ever had to make. Even though I didn't have to, travel all over the country and whatnot like I had for the Lost Secrets films. But it's been a very difficult film to make and get done. And really, one of the main reasons is because I'm used to working with limited budgets on films, but this was seriously like a no-budget film. We literally made this movie for just a couple of $1,000s, and we've had no money to sustain us and keep us going while we've been making the film. And there continues to be costs that pop up for this thing. The biggest one is that once the film is done and out, that's all well and fine, but then the task of visibility becomes an issue. And that's always been a big problem with my films. I can get them done, I get them made and get them out, but how do you get these films to reach more people than the small limited audience they've been reaching up to this point? And really the only way to do that is to get the films up on places like iTunes and Netflix and Hulu and those different things. But that costs money to even try that. The good thing is if you try to do it and they don't accept you for whatever reason, you get that money back. But it's a lot of money. It's, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,500 to $3,000, because you can't just do it yourself. You can't just say, okay, I made a movie and I want it to go up on iTunes or Netflix or Hulu or whatever. You have to go through these aggregators, through these companies that you pay a fee to, and then they use their services to get your film placed there. But it's not expensive, and that's frustrating, because that's, it's one thing to have the budget to make the film and get it done and get it made, but what always happens when I make one of these films is once it's done, I'm literally sitting on nothing, and we're trying to work from zero balance, and that's where we're at right now as far as this goes. It's frustrating because even if I get it done and I get it out and it's out by next week, that's all the money and all the time and effort and all the thousands of dollars we put into this thing, and still trying to survive and keep the radio show and stuff going. It's almost near impossible. So, plus there's some, different visual effects and different title effects and stuff whatnot that we want to do and put in there. Those things cost money. Although the place that I get some of these plugins for that, I noticed was having a sale today, 35% off. If you want to get your name in the film still, we had a couple of people ask about that. If you want to get your name in the special thanks to the credits, all you have to do is contribute $100, and if you do that between now and Monday, so Monday would be what? Let me look at the exact date on that in case you're watching this a couple of days afterwards. The 29th. Is that right? Yeah, the 29th. So if you contribute $100 between now and Monday the 29th, you can get your name in the special thanks credit in the film that will, acknowledge that you helped this project come to light, and you'll also get a free download of the film. If you contribute more than that, 200, 300, 400, 500, whatever, on up, or you want to help us get the film up on, attempt to get the films up on iTunes and Netflix and that kind of thing, we can, increase the prize package and whatnot from there. But here's the thing. I haven't put together all the numbers yet. I will do that. If we end up raising enough money to at least attempt to get those films up on those places like that, iTunes, Netflix, and whatnot, the thing about it is, if they don't accept it, or it doesn't go through, or whatever else, then they send the money back. So in the event that happens and we're not able to get it up there, whoever contributed to get it, help us get it up there, will actually get their money back. It'll actually be returned to you. If we get accepted, then everybody will get prize packs depending on how much they contributed and whatnot. But I really think that this film, more than anything else I've made, deserves to be up on those places where more people can find them, especially iTunes and Netflix and stuff like that, because there's all these supposed truth-telling documentaries that are out there now, like the Alex Gibney Going Clear documentary, which I just laugh at when I watch. There's so many people that think that is just such a groundbreaking documentary, and they don't even scratch the surface or even tell you most of the real important facts pertaining to Scientology. They briefly in there, I think, mentioned some of the stuff with the OTO and some of the stuff with Jack Parsons for maybe like 30 seconds. Excuse me. But not any of the real deeper factual information. It's just like when I did the television interview, they cut out all that stuff. So this film is going to absolutely go where other documentaries on these subjects have never gone before. And the opportunity to get out that information to a mainstream audience is, you can't put a price on that. Even if it costs $3,000 to do it, or whatever, how much we would make back, because it would be reaching such a larger audience, would be, easy to cover the costs on that. But it's one of those things where you have to have the money up front to do it and whatnot. So, but I really do feel that out of all the stuff I've done so far, this stuff is definitely the most worthy of that, because it has the most import. I mean, just the idea of somebody watching this film on, Netflix or iTunes or something, which is absolutely littered with the kind of stuff that I'm exposing in this film, is that's just mind-blowing of itself. I just can't imagine somebody sitting down and watching this film and realizing, wow, all this stuff that is in the TV and in television, movies, and it's all just been there as a form to get me to believe a narrative of reality that these overlords or spellcasters, whatever you want to call them, are trying to get us to believe. And that goes back to the very beginning of Hollywood. The very, very beginning of Hollywood. Their idea from the very beginning was to create this idealized version of reality and to create the phony idea of the American dream. And it's amazing when you look at how it's been exploited and how it's been used since then. I mean, people always speculate and argue over who really controls Hollywood. And I think a lot of people think they know who really controls it, but it's definitely a lot deeper than just, the Jews run Hollywood or whatever. If you think it just stops there, then you haven't even scratched the surface of this information. And that's the truth. So, again, if you want to get your name in the credits of the film, contribute $100 between now and Monday, and we'll put it in the special thanks credits. If you contribute $500, you can get it in the co-producer credits, and if you contribute $1,000 or more, you can get your name in the executive producer credits, and of course you'll get bigger prize packs and whatnot from there. But we also have to have our operating costs covered by next Tuesday, and right now we're sitting on $10. So not only do we have to cover our operating costs to stay alive and get this film out, but right now I don't even have things to buy, like extra plugins that I need. There's the company I said they're having a 35% off sale today. If we got like $100 in here, I could buy a few more of those effects plugins and get that stuff going between now and then. But it's just a difficult thing to do. Try to make a movie without not only any budget for the film, but any budget to even survive until it's done. So we are just at an absolute critical point right now, and we need all of your help. Go to my website, theglobalreality.com. You can use the donate button there. We also have the operating cost budget for the month there on the side. And we've got prize packs. We'll be giving away a big prize pack again this month and all that stuff, and a big grand prize. So you'll be able to get in the running for that. But we just need all of your help right now. We're oh so close to having this film out. And I just don't want this movie to be another movie that I get done and then we don't have any kind of money to make it go anywhere. It's all well and fine that I can get one of these movies done without the ability to get it out there and to get it to reach a larger audience. It's almost pointless to make them. So please go and go to my website, make a contribution. There's been a lot of you out there. I've asked people to contribute to this. We have one or two contribute small amounts, but $10 and $20, that's great and that helps. But that's at the end of the day not going to get the job done. We need a little bit more substantial help than that. We need a lot of you people out there who have not been supporting us at all and who said you were. That's the big thing, and I'm going to start putting you motherfuckers on blast. The people who leave comments on YouTube channels and on my YouTube videos. Oh, I'm going to make a big donation soon. Oh, I'm donating. I'm making a big donation. And then you never materialize. And then you send me emails saying, oh, I'm going to cover your operating costs for the next 6 months and all this. And then, oh, I'm sending you money on this date. And then nothing comes of it. And I'm left holding the bag thinking that I had help coming. And yet you lied. And you think that that's okay. You can just get away with it. Well, I'm going to start giving away your email addresses out there to you people who make big claims about contributing and then don't. If you can't contribute, that's okay, but don't make big claims and say, oh, I'm going to contribute thousands of dollars and put it out there in the public circle where people can see it, and then people see that and think, oh, well, he's going to have this covered, so I won't have to contribute anything, and then it doesn't come through, and then we end up getting nothing. I think those people are doing that with intent. There's no other reason for them to be doing it, so I'm going to start putting these people on blast that do that. But anyway, we need your help, folks, and please go and contribute whatever you can right now at theglobalreality.com. Help us reach our goal for the month and help us get the little bit. I mean, we're talking about really nothing. If you look at how many millions of dollars, think about how many millions of dollars HBO spent on that fucking Going Clear documentary. And for a few $1,000s, we are going to put out a film that is going to smash that film in terms of the information and truly exposing what they claim to expose. I mean, it literally, when you look at how much it costs us to do our work versus how much the enemy spends millions and millions and millions of dollars. And all we need is a few $1,000s to counteract them and hurt them in ways that, cost them millions and millions of dollars to propagandize us with. It's a no-brainer. So instead of supporting these phony political left and right candidates that are going to, in the end of the day, once the elections are over, put you no better off or worse off than you were before, instead of spending your dollars towards that crap and everything else they try to shove down your throats, why don't you make your dollars work towards getting the truth out? Independent people like me who have no backing from these big corporations are the ones that need your help. Quit giving your money to these nameless, faceless corporations that don't give a rat's ass about you and your family and give it to someone like me who has the ability to be able to hurt these people with small amounts of money. So we need your help right now, and please go to my website, theglobalreality.com, and help us out immediately, folks. Thank you.